He hasn't seen a ton of minutes tonight. He'll get it. Nemhard, though. 10 on the shot clock. EK, midi, no good. Quick rebound by Marshallonis. The Gales, they need to fly, and they need to fly now. It's 6:15 left in this game. Starting to dwindle a little bit, but they're only down by 4. And it's going to be a timeout by Randy Bennett and the St. Mail's crew. A very storied coach. Both of these coaches being in the WCC for 20-plus seasons. These guys have been around for a very long time.
Yeah, they've been along for the ride, to say the least, for these two squads that have always seemed to meet in the championship game. And it's kind of cool to finally be a part of one of these now that Washington State and Oregon State are in the WCC. They challenged these two teams all season long. But even then, with two new teams, this is still the championship game. It's almost written in the stars that this is going to be the championship game forever, except for the fact that Gonzaga is going to be leaving this conference to join the Pac-12 in a couple of seasons. And it's going to be an interesting conference after that, because St. Mary's might just be able to run the table. The only competition they've got is Gonzaga, and the only Gonzaga competition is St. Mary's. So kind of a weird balance between these two squads, but a lot of physical back and forth play. And I'm just looking at the bench with Harry Wessels having this massive scratch on his left shoulder. There's a big mark down on the lower side of it towards his tricep, and then up towards his shoulder bone. He's got a smaller one, and it looks pretty dangerous out there. These guys are scrapping back and forth. And speaking of physical play, foul trouble for the Bulldogs. They've got a couple of players with 3. Nemhard's got 3. EK and Battle also have 3. And on the other side, Ross has 2, and Morauskas has 3 for St. Mary's. But Gonzaga definitely in foul trouble. And with the game as close as it is, with just a 4-point game with St. Mary's and Gonzaga, you have to figure that there's going to be a lot more physical play going on. And ultimately, it's just a matter of how many fouls they can rack up on those 3 players with 3 fouls.
How many fouls is going to be a huge factor into this game. Nemhard with 3 himself, as well as EK has 3, Battle has 3, Huff has 2. So, I mean, there's still 6 minutes left in this game, and, but with one more foul, then it really matters. Then they're next. They're gone for the game. So, don't want, one of them to rack up the next foul, especially one of those 2 with the 3 fouls. So, and 3 fouls with Nemhard with that tag at halftime. But it's still a really close game right here. We're down by 4, waiting for that first horn. It will buzz, and both teams are going to break the huddles, come back on to the hardwood instead of the turf, as Sweet Caroline is blasting here in Orleans Arena. And good times for sure.
Yeah, definitely good times. I will note that this game is kind of an old school throwback with these two teams going hard in the paint. Gonzaga only has 1 made 3-pointer. St. Mary's no made 3-pointers. So the fact that these two teams in the modern age of basketball with only 1 3-pointer between the two of them to this point in the game is pretty impressive.
Unheard of in today's game, as Marshallonis working on Strummer. 8 on the shot clock. He's at the logo now. Has to kick off to Ross. Does. 4-3 on the shot clock. He's going to lose the ball. It's going to be Strongemer that ends up with it. But Ross will hop on it, and I believe they wanted a jump ball, but it's a shot clock violation before so, and the fans are happy about that.
Yeah, shot clock violation with the shot clock hitting 0, and then the ball scrambling for it, even though there was no possession. That benefits the Gonzaga Bulldogs because they get the ball right back after the violation.
Nemhard, quick handoff paddle. Guarded by Barrett behind the back. He'll pull up for a 3 ball. It's off the mark. Marshallonis to rebound. 1-on-1 with Strummer. He's at the right wing. Kicks over to Saxon. Thought about a midi. That's not his shot. He'll work his way into the post. Dumps it over to Wessel, who is blocked but fouled. And the fans are irate.
Well, if that's EK, that would be his 4th personal foul.
And I think it is on EK.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, boy. And now Ben Gregg, the Clackamas native, will have to check in for presumably EK. Fans not happy about that. He has 4. Another will put him away. Now it's Wessels with some big free throws. The Aussie, his first, is off the mark. Hickman to check back in for Stromer. Gregg to check in for EK in that foul trouble. We still have a 4-point game, 5:21 left in the second.
Harry Wessels with a rare miss. He's an 83% free throw shooter, even though he's over 7 feet tall.
The second will fall in. Adds 1 to St. Mary's. They have 47. Gonzaga has 50. It's a 5-minute game. Hickman. Working on Ross. Finds Battle. Bounce pass to Huff. Huff one-on-one with Gregg in the post. Excuse me, with Wessels. And his right-handed hook will fall in, extends the lead again. Now it's a 52-47 game. The fans are on their feet. Ross trying to break Nemhard. Ross working, 14 on the shot clock, finds Saxon. Saxon working double team. Ball is batted out of bounds. It's tipped, butted out. It's going to stay. St. Mary basketball fans didn't agree with it, but it's going to stay with them. Barrett to inbound. 8 on the shot clock. They got to get something going. 7 now. Marcialonis at the logo. Marcialonis 3 on the shot clock. Someone's got to huck it up. It's going to be a shot clock violation, and it is. The officials are going to tap their head. This place is loud. 4:30 left in the game. And St. Mary's kind of scrambling a little bit right now. They don't want this 5-point lead to turn into anything more. Gregg to inbound. The student section on their feet. They're jumping around, screaming the uh-oh chant like many great student sections do. Hickman to Battle. To Huff. Short corner, jab step, thought about a shot, didn't do it. Battle now. 14 back to Huff, his runner in and out. Board Marcialonis. Marcialonis on the hardwood.
Those are tough shots for Huff to make. He's made that play multiple times tonight, but I'm surprised he's sticking with it when you try to put that teardrop in.
Marcialonis to Saxon. Backing down Huff. They need a bucket. Saxon to Ross, thought about a 3. He'll take a floater and said it's an air ball. And a rebound by Gregg. Now there's 3:40 left. This place is louder than ever. Nemhard to cross the logo. Another bucket could add a lot more blood. Nemhard fade away, no good. Going to be a great rebound by Barrett. It was needed. They need the bucket. Still a 5-point game. 52-47, 3:13 left. Marcialonis motions Wessels out of the way. Thought about a screen from Saxon. Doesn't unit, but there's going to be a timeout from Coach Bennett and the St. Mary's crew. And Davis, before we take a little bit of a break for the under 4 media timeout, Davis, what are you excited to see in these last 3 minutes of this WCC championship?
Well, this is going to be a really good finish. It's been a great game throughout. The last 3 minutes, it's going to be who can make the last great play. There's been a lot of mistakes in this game by both sides, mostly by the St. Mary's squad. It's going to be about who can make the last great play and push their team forward to victory. Gonzaga is making a lot of great plays, but St. Mary's has the fouls on their side. If they want to attack some of these Gonzaga players like Ryan Nemhard, Ike just went to the scorer's table to check back in. So I'm really excited to see the strategy from St. Mary's and Gonzaga. And the old saying is styles make a great fight. This slower pace from St. Mary's, the quicker pace from the Gonzaga Bulldogs. It's been up back and forth game all night long, and St. Mary's has kind of had to get out of that rhythm from playing slow and methodical and waiting until about 10 seconds on the shot clock. These last couple possessions, they've gotten a few shot clock violations, but they're going entirely too slow, and they're running out of time while they're trying to come back in this game. They've only scored 47 points. That is not a lot of basketball to be played left, and there's not a lot of points on the board for St. Mary's, who really needs to get going fast, and they're on a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 14 seconds, so they can't really play like they want to with their style. So it's also going to be really exciting to see if St. Mary's can break that mold as we've seen them do in the regular season. It's going to be fantastic. I don't know what's going to happen, but something great is going to happen, and this place is loud as ever. It's going to explode with whoever wins this game.
A tale as old as time, St. Mary's versus Gonzaga. We're going to take a little break for the rest of this game, but the winner will be sketched into the record books. You're listening to WCC Championship Basketball here on KGR. Psych, we tricked you guys a little bit as we are right back just about 5 seconds later with the final 3 minutes of the duration of the game. It's going to be Morauskas. His first three is going to be no good. That would have been his first points of the game. He is still at zip. Zilch for him. Nemhard, who wears 0, on the other end for the Zags. Hands off to Hickman, right back to him. Looking, gives it to EK. And it's going to be, I think, Saxon that's called for the foul. Nope, I'm wrong. It's going to be Morauskas.
Wow. That's 4 fouls on Paulus Morauskas with no points in this game. 0 for 7 shooting. It's been a nightmare for him. Wessels will check back in for him, but what a rough night for Paulus Morauskas. One of the best players for St. Mary's all year. First-team All-WCC player, and he's just had his worst night.
Nemhard to inbound to Hickman, now Ike. Back to Hickman. Battle one-on-one. Battle one-on-one mixed match with Saxon. That's a big mixed match. Set on the shot clock, though. We'll see if he drives on him. He's going to step back for a 3 ball. It's going to be off the mark. Maybe what should have been an overback call for Huff is not called. Resets the shot clock on an offensive rebound opportunity from Greg Huff. Now it's Nemhard. Nemhard back to Huff. Braden Huff adds 2 on the floater, and it's 2 minutes in this game. 7-point lead for Gonzaga. They need something, and they need it quick. Marshallonis to quiet the crowd. One-on-one, double team now, right to Saxon, and he will silence the crowd with a beautiful right-handed floater. And that's going to be a timeout now by Gonzaga, and a great play by Saxon to put in 2. And silence this crowd a little bit. Still the 5-point game with a good amount of time, a minute 44. And in basketball, minute 44 when you're only down by 2 possessions is a ton of time. So if you're St. Mary's right now, what are you chalking up as the teams are going to take a full timeout?
You got to attack the rim if you're St. Mary's. You've yet to make a 3 in this game for the Gales. They're 0 of 14 from the 3-point line. And the Gonzaga Bulldogs are only 1 of 15, and the only player to make a 3-pointer in this game is Braden Huff, a 6'10 forward. So the threes are not falling. So if you're St. Mary's, you have to attack the rim, get it to Saxon, or get it into Wessels. These 2 players have been great. Wessels has just 5, but he's done a really good job on the boards with 9 rebounds. 5 of them are offensive boards. So if you get it down to somebody and you miss, Wessels might be right there to put it back in for you. And then Mitchell Saxon with 20 points, 8 of 13 shooting. Got to go to one of those 2 players if you're St. Mary's. Just down by 5. 3-pointers are not falling. Obviously, you're 0 for 14, so I wouldn't keep trying to shoot the 3 unless you absolutely have to at the last couple seconds. But with a minute 44 left, plenty of time to keep attacking the rim. You don't want to keep shooting 3s when you've not made one yet in this game.
Teams are signaled to come back onto the hardwood. They kind of took their time trying to grab those extra 20 or so seconds to soak up as much knowledge from both great coaching staffs. It's a minute 45 in this game. It's a 5-point game in favor of Gonzaga. St. Mary's needs a stop. 1:44 left. Nemhard to bring up the basketball. Crosses over the WCC logo on the division line. Hand off Hickman. Hounded. Breaks that defensive pressure. Off to Huff. Back to him. 10 on the shot clock. Hickman right to the lane. And to be stolen away by who? Marshallonis. Marshallonis, though, will lose it, and EK won't end up with it. What near would have been cut that lead to 3, and now it's a minute 10, and Nemhard has the basketball. Another point could push them with a big lead. A minute 3 left. We're nearing 1 minute, and we have hit it. 10 on the shot clock, 57 seconds left. EK to screen. Nemhard driving to the cup and finishes. Looks like there was no defense there. Marshallonis, they need something quick. They're down by 7. St. Mary's, a miracle. Saxon. Barrett has a hold of it. 18. And it's swatted away. Stolen by Nolan Hickman to the alley-oop for Caleb Battle. Adds 2. And now it's a 9-point lead. This is March. Marshallonis, a prayer. Lewis, 3-ball. Rattles out. Rebound Saxon. And it'll stay with St. Mary's. It's a 9-point game, but there's 27 seconds left. EK signaling to the Daktronic. Up on the big screen that they should have reviewed it. Officials might take a peek. Official Gregory Nixon chatting with the other officials, and they're going to take a peek at it. But Gonzaga is on his feet. This sounds like Hoop City, USA. It's like Spokane, Washington in Las Vegas. These fans are fired up, and with that Caleb Battle jam to really get the crowd going.
If there was ever a play to describe an exclamation point on a game, that alley-oop to Caleb Battle would be right there as the definition of it. That was insane to kind of essentially put this game away with just 27 seconds and a 9-point game.
Marshallonis for a miracle. Inbounds Barrett. Barrett trying to drive right to the cup. He will finish an add 2. 23 seconds left. Gonzaga, they still can't play around. It's a 7-point game. Hickman gets it into Battle. They foul quickly. Battle will go to the line. Fouled by Saxon. Saxon has 20 in this game to Battle's 14. And Battle right now, he's been... The foul is still on the ground because they are not in bonus. Battle is fouled again. 18.9 seconds left, but it's almost all but over. A free throw or two will solidify it, and that would be a wrap. Gonzaga to go back, but they have to inbound again. Still not in bonus. St. Mary's at 6 fouls. Another one to bonus. They need a quick foul. Hickman to inbound. Back over to Battle. Try to get a jump ball. It doesn't matter. He's going to get fouled again.
Foul 0. Mikey Lewis is second.
Mikey Lewis will get called for that one. And finally, we'll send Battle to the line. 17.8 seconds left. It's a 1-and-1 situation, though. Ajayi to check in. Now Huff will check out. The fans starting to signal the goodbye. The goodbyes, waves over to St. Mary's. Battle, the stripe, pounds to the earth. The first is no good. Quick rebound over by Saxon. They got to get something. They got to get something quick. 14 seconds left. Marshallonis, Lewis, 3-ball, top of the arc. No good. It's going to be rebound Hickman, and that will do it for your WCC championship. The scoreboard will dwindle down. The Bulldogs will win yet again another WCC men's tournament championship. The fans are happy. It is fired up in here. They'll cut down the nets. Get another trophy to put into the case of Gonzaga's impressive, phenomenal accolade chart. Davis, what were you happy to see now that the West Coast Conference tournament champions will go back to the Gonzaga Bulldogs?
Yeah, 26 straight appearances in the NCAA tournament after this win. That is the solidification of their tournament berth with this win against St. Mary's. They were swept in the regular season against the Gales, and they get the win, the one that matters, against St. Mary's today. What a game by Gonzaga. 58-51 is a low-scoring game. This was a defensive battle, physical matchup, and Gonzaga proves that they can win with high pace. They are the second best offense in the country with 86.7 points per game. They are really good, but they can also play on the defensive side, and that's just what makes them this really fantastic team to watch. And they're going to be a dangerous team in March, coming in on a hot streak. They've won their last 4 games, once against Santa Clara, 2 in a row against San Francisco, and then they just beat St. Mary's. Those are all of the top 4 teams in the WCC. So they have run the gauntlet in this conference and are well-deserved champions. But for St. Mary's, really unfortunate for them, because you win the regular season and you beat Gonzaga at their house to claim that regular season title, but you can't finish it out in Las Vegas. So ultimately, Gonzaga gets the bragging rights on the season. Nobody remembers regular season championships. They remember what happens in the tournaments, and that is Gonzaga winning the game against St. Mary's. So even though the season was fantastic and they only lost once in the regular season in WCC, it's not going to be remembered as an entirely perfect year for St. Mary's, because they lose this game against Gonzaga. Just a 7-point differential between these two. And every game this year was within 10 points. Just a fantastic rivalry all around. But St. Mary's, just too many turnovers. They had 18. Gonzaga only had 4. Bulldogs had 20 points off of turnovers. St. Mary's just had 3. And a lot of people might look at the three-point shooting and say, well, St. Mary's didn't make any three-pointers. You're never going to win a game like that. Gonzaga only made 1 three-pointer. So it's not really much of a difference in that aspect of the three-point shooting. Both teams had it rough, but St. Mary's was too loose with the basketball, and they came in and they didn't play hard enough against this Gonzaga Bulldogs team that really put everything into this game to get this championship win.
Putting everything into it, indeed. And that is your championship. Before we kind of head off, we want to thank you for listening to not only the WCC Men's Championship here tonight, but all the games that we were able to cross. I had an amazing time here with Davis Hagan. It was a breeze with him calling all of these great basketball games, men's and women's. And hope you can tune in to more KUGR Sports. More now. We are in the baseball season. Tune into the rest of our sports. But we are going to sign off tonight. Have a great evening. You are listening to the WCC Championship. Gonzaga's going to win that one. They're going to cut down the nets, bring out the T-shirts, and that will do it. Gonzaga's going to win this one 58-51 against the St. Mary Gales. Thank you, and have a great night.